What's up, gang? Hey man, I got another banger for all you guys that are insecure, or you don't believe in yourselves, or you're not confident. This is a great video for you. Make sure you watch it to the very end. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you share this with somebody who needs to see this. And if you haven't done so already, jump into the CLG community. 7-day free trial. You got nothing to lose. You can check it out. You can see if it's a fit. If it is, it's only $48 a month. And if you want to come down to Miami and learn from me in person, tickets are still available. Click the link in the pinned comments. Read the full description, and then I'll be sending out the address to all of the guys who have already bought a ticket, probably by the end of today or tomorrow, so we know where we're gonna meet, and we are gonna turn up and we're gonna have a good time. So with that being said, let's just jump right into this video.
Cheesecake, apple pie, chocolate chip cookies, brownies, ice cream sundae, s'mores.
Hot take, the looks maxing community is for white men. I said it. Statistically speaking, white men have the most pull in the dating world. All races of women, all of them are attracted to white men. Yes, there's some women who've never dated a white man, but statistically speaking, white men do the best in the dating game. Therefore, when a white man gets super attractive, he ends up pulling all the races. But if you're a black man trying to looks max and make your eyebrows thicker or get super chiseled, you're just more attractive to black women and other women who already found you attractive. Because I know for a fact there's a black guy watching this that tried getting into looks maxing thinking that if he got hollow cheeks and all these cool looks maxing features, white women would start to find him more attractive. And when it didn't work, he's like, damn, what was all that work for? In conclusion, unless you're white, you can't looks max yourself into being someone's type. If I lost more body fat and got more looks maxing features, I'd just be more attractive to the girls that already found me attractive, which is black women and Hispanic women.
Okay, so I wanted to show you both of those videos back to back. The first video that I wanted to show you was the girls that ran for the first video, because some guys get confused. The girls that ran away from the camera, that the name that was at the top was their type. So if you see the first video, the hottest girl out of that group, which was the girl in the green dress, in my opinion, her type was black men, but the rest of those girls, that wasn't their type. And then when they did white men, only 3 of the girls ran away. The most girls actually ran away for Latino man for that particular group, and then none of them ran away for Asian, and then none of them ran away for Indian. So this just goes to show you these are girl, that specific group of girls. This just goes to show you their take, right? So statistically speaking, at least from the stats that I've read, white men are at the top, attractive white men, of course. Then it's Latinos. Well, to be honest, it's not even Latinos. I'm gonna be real with the list. Actually, this is the list, and this is just for informational purposes, whatever the case is. This is my opinion. This is the stuff that I've researched, whatever the case is, right? But I'm really going to give you some gold nuggets. So understand that it's leading somewhere. So at the top of the list is white men. Then right under white men is white passing. So the 6'3" guy that I tell you that looks maxed, whatever the case is, he's not white. He's like Muslim, but he looks like a white guy. Because he has white skin, whatever the case is. So white girls go crazy over him. So it doesn't necessarily mean like where you from, like if you Arab, Muslim, whatever the case is. It's just how you look. So it's white, attractive white, not the bummy, bald headed, nerdy white. We talking about the Chads. So it's usually white. Then it's white passing, and then it's usually Latinos, because a lot of Latinos are white passing as well. Some of them are a little bit darker, but for the most part they're white passing. And then it's black. And then it's actually Indian and Asian. They both at the bottom, so I guess it doesn't matter the order there. But here's the thing. See, what this guy is talking about is he's talking about initial attraction. So he's talking about meeting her type or her initial attraction threshold, which in actuality, a lot of guys, they've spent so much time in looks maxing. I know Fresh and Fit, they had a white guy on that was really big into looks maxing, but what guys don't understand is if you don't have any skill, it does not matter how good you look. It really doesn't. Like, I've seen this so many times. Now, if these guys had looks maxing and CLG, they cook. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, they get a bunch of text backs. They get a bunch of dates. They get a bunch of sex. They get a bunch of blowjobs. They just cook. So the looks maxing does help. So, and it helps for any race. So I don't know what this guy is talking about. If you're a black man and you work on your muscle and you clear up your skin and you take care of yourself and you do some of that looks maxing stuff, it's going to help you too. I'm not really big into looks maxing. I believe that you should go for more of a masculine look. And those guys that he was showing in the background, they had more of a masculine look. They had more of a domineering look. Girls tend to like that look. This is why, I don't know the stats. I might be making this up, but somebody said something. I made a video about it in the past, but I missed the numbers. I'm going to fuck the numbers up. But there was a stat that was like 40% of women say that they dated a narcissist, but only like 4% of men are narcissists. So somebody must be lying. Or women are just choosing a certain type of guy, right? Because women are attracted to this very domineering type of guy, like a guy with like, and what I call is the eagle eye. Just a very like, you know what I mean? Like his eyes are very like unwavering, if that makes any sense. Girls tend to be attracted to that more so than anything else. So a lot of the girls that I've hooked up with, what they would say to me initially is like, I wanted to stay away from you because your eyes. You know what I mean? Like a lot of girls, like, depending on how strong you believe in yourself, it usually portrays through your eyes. So for example, I had a lawyer that I ended up getting him some box. He was a lawyer for the Minnesota Vikings, and he was a black dude. He was cool as I don't know what, but and girls found him attractive. He had money. He had style. Like he had all that. He a lawyer for the Vikings, bro. He had bread. But what would happen was, girls that would talk about him, and I would see the same thing. His eyes would waver a lot. Like you can tell, like his confidence was off. Like, you get what I'm trying to say? Like, he had the money. He had this. He had that. He could travel. He could do whatever he wanted. But for some reason, like, and his mom was gay and his mom raised him or something. I don't know what happened. His mom put a lot of pressure on him to perform in school. This is why he became a lawyer and all of this stuff like that. And he was a good dude, but his eyes were wavering. Like, he wasn't very sure of himself, and you can always tell by the eyes. Like, he just wasn't sure of himself. Like, he didn't believe in himself. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, there's a lot of girls that I've hooked up with, and they just like, I knew you was in trouble when I saw you. You know what I mean? But what you would think is a girl would see that I'm trouble and try to run, and some girls do run. You know what I mean? But what ends up happening is, if they keep being around me, I'll end up catching them eventually. That's why college was so good for me. And then even when they meet me the first time, even if it naturally, I don't scare girls, but if it naturally, it does something. It brings out of emotion. A certain way that a guy looks at a girl is going to bring something out of her. You know what I mean? She can't explain it. It is what it is. But she also knows that the confidence that I have is actually real. Like, it's a confidence where I actually do love myself. It isn't like a fake confidence. It isn't like a, you know, I'm just confident for a little bit. It isn't none of that stuff like that. You know what I mean? So to me, even over the looks maxing will help. Let's not let this other guy lie to you. And in the take that he's saying, it sounds good, but it's not necessarily factual. Does it make sense? Like, it does sound good what he's saying. He's saying that, like, oh, looks maxing only works for white guys, because if a white guy's looks max, they're gonna get all the women. Yeah, but it's still gonna help the guy that's not white if he looks maxes too. Does it make sense? Because the guy could be white passing. You know what I mean? Or the guy could end up being a Chad. And a Chad doesn't matter what race you are. Unless you're black. If you're black, then it matters what race you are. Because some girls just... Black is one of those things is either they like black or they don't. Like that's just one of those colors. Like, it's either they like black guys or they don't. If they don't like black guys, you can possibly be one of the most attractive black guys, and they'll just be like, I just don't like black guys. You get what I'm trying to say? black guys is one of those things. But if it was a Chad from the black community, like a Michael B. Jordan, even the Michael B. Jordan, there's gonna be some girls that just be like, I just don't like black guys. Like their girlfriend would be like, damn, Michael B. Jordan, like I don't even like black guys like that, but Michael B. Jordan, and then the girl would be like, I just don't like black guys. So it's like Michael B. Jordan would be very difficult for her to want to hook up with. You get what I'm trying to say? So statistically, he's telling the truth, but it also sounds like he's telling guys that are not white that looks maxing won't work at all. And that's where I disagree with him, because no matter what race you are, looks maxing will help. You get what I'm trying to say? And he's also failing to say that there is if you watch the first video, he's also failing to say, just because white guys are the most attractive at the highest percentage, you just seen in the video where only 3 girls ran away for white guys. You know what I mean? And they could be lying, but there are girls that will not date a white guy for nothing. Like, for example, my main chick, she does not like white guys at all. Like that's just not her preference. Like, a white guy can't sweep her off her feet. That's just not her type. Like, because she's gonna make a lot of assumptions. She's gonna assume this guy's not cultured. She's gonna assume a bunch of stuff that she just don't like. You get what I'm trying to say? So it's like, he making it seem like if a white guy looks maxes, every girl on the planet is gonna throw coochie at that guy, and that's not the case. Not every girl. White girls maybe, but even white girls, they get tired of white guys. And I'm gonna tell you why some of those girls, like it was only 3 of them ran for white guys, because they've probably all tried. Girls, this is my opinion with white guys, right? And this is just from my experience. So I had a down rotation chick, right? Her first boyfriend was white. She was bad. Her dad's rich, whatever case is. She cute, petite, big old booty, all this stuff. You know what I mean? Best coochie I've had for just a solid chick all the way around. Her first guy was white. But what turned her off was the mental issues that this guy had. You know what I mean? Like, in public, and the guy was white. He came from a rich family. His dad ran companies. His dad gave him some companies to run. Very wealthy. All of this stuff. And he was a Chad. You know what I mean? So that was her first boyfriend. But at the end of the day, the mental issues that this guy had, his brain just wouldn't shut off. You know what I mean? Not all white guys are like this. But this particular white guy was like this. And it kind of turned her off to white guys, because she actually tried one. Does it make sense? So you be surprised. Like, it's not all about race like how you think it is. So I don't want you to like watch a clip like that and be like, well, I'm black, I'm gonna throw in the towel. That's not the case, bro. It really actually comes down to how you act. Now, if you talk to her, if it's cold approach and she just so superficial that she just not gonna give you a chance for whatever reason, right? Because you not white or whatever case is, don't worry about that chick. She just not giving you no time to win her over. That's all. She's not giving you no time to portray your strengths and all that stuff like that. Whatever. Cut her loose. You get what I'm trying to say? She's just not giving you no time to basically get her to where you want her to go. But what you're gonna find out, especially if you're in the field, you feel me? Because some of these guys, sometimes these guys, they be on Instagram a lot, and they don't be in the field themselves. They just say a lot of stuff that's controversial takes and stuff that sounds good. But a lot of these guys not in the field. If you're in the field, what you're going to realize is the way you act is more important. I've had girls that have told me, like, I have won them over my homeboy, and they have told me, your homeboy looks better than you, but I would date you, or I would be with you 10 times out of 10 because of how he acts. Does it make sense? So a lot of guys, they fall into the looks, but in my opinion, and even the guy on the Fresh and Fit show, he was like, man, the looks is the most important thing. If you don't know what to do with the looks kind of work against, like, they don't work against you, but it's like, it's the way you act, bro. Like, that's way more important than the looks. I don't care what none of these looks maxing guys say. They are looks maxer because they believe that ideology. It doesn't make it true. It just means that is the ideology they believe. Does it make sense? It's the laziest ideology too. And what I mean by laziest is, If you can just sit in the mirror, you know, some of those guys put makeup on, which is crazy. Put some makeup on, do your eyebrows a certain way. You know, you don't necessarily got to be the most fit guy, but you got to be lean for the most part. And, you know, you dress a certain type of way, whatever the case is, you flow your hair a certain type of way. Yes, that's easier to do, but at the end of the day, if you don't talk to that girl and basically know what to do with the girl and lead the girl through some type of process, or use your words for something, you don't even gotta use your words sometimes, but if you don't know what you doing with the chick, all of that is to waste. So that's why when I talk to these look-maxing guys, I gotta see them in the field, because some of them just sit back and they get catcalled. They get catcalled by girls. They get all this type of stuff. But the thing is, a girl's never gonna lead you, no matter how much she like you. You know what I mean? Now my 6'3" homeboy, he gets actually hit on by girls, and he turns some girls down. He turns a lot of girls down. You get what I'm trying to say? And then sometimes he runs into a different problem. I watched him pull the baddest chick in the club, but he has somewhat of skill to at least use his looks maxing and still put it through some sort of process. But then he met her for a date, and then she met him with her family, and he stopped talking to the girl, never talked to her again. Because he thought the date was just her and him, and then she pulled up with him to her whole family. Like, her whole family was there. And he like, why am I meeting your family and I just met you? So that was a turn off for him, and he cut the girl off. You get what I'm trying to say? She was a bad chick. But the fact that she trying to force something real so fast, you get what I'm trying to say, so quickly. Like, she just met this guy, and she doing top golf with this guy with her whole family there. Biggest turn off, like, that's the first date, you know, outside of meeting her at the little bar. So it was the biggest turn off for him. And I know some guys gonna be like, well, you know, I don't get that kind of stuff. I don't get that kind of stuff. To be honest, if you got skill, the stuff that you're going to get, it doesn't matter what this guy's getting. It really don't matter. You know what I mean? The stuff that you going to pull off, it don't matter what he pulling off. None of that stuff matter. Because your life is going to be unique to you. The way that girls respond to you is going to be unique to you. And you going to live the life that's the best version for you. You going to get the most out of life based off of you and your circumstances. You get what I'm trying to say? And what I mean by that is, you're going to play the hand that you're dealt to the best of your ability. It just is what it is. I hope that you're not jumping on earth and thinking that life is fair or life is really actually equal. If you thinking like that, bro, you out your mind. I remember one of the dudes at the gym the other day, he said, damn, CJ, why you shoot so good? He's like, do short people just naturally shoot better? Because he's like 6'2", or whatever the case is. And he was like, do short people just naturally shoot better? And I'm like, probably not. But I said, I know why I got to shoot. He was like, why you got to shoot? I said, because motherfucker, I play against kids that's like 6'6", 6'8", 6. I'm not going in the goddamn paint with them big ass trees blocking my shot all the goddamn time. I got to have a shot. I got to be able to hit a three. I said, because you got to understand, I got to adapt. I'm 5'9". I can't be in there with them trees all day. What I look like? You know what I mean? And if I am with them trees, I got to be like Kyrie. I got to work on my layup game. I got to be able to spin it off the backboard. I ain't work on all that yet. You know what I mean? So what I'm doing is I'm going to work on what fits my abilities. You get what I'm trying to say? If I'm shorter, I'm going to be a little quicker. I'm going to be better at stealing balls. And I'm going to be, I'm going to be better at shooting threes. You feel me? Like, I play the hand that I'm dealt to the best of my ability. You understand where I'm coming from? Isaiah Thomas, that nigga made it to the NBA. That nigga was 5'9", or whatever he said his height was. And that nigga shot threes really well. That nigga ain't trying to, I mean, yes, he could lay up and all that stuff too. He was a great basketball player. That nigga ain't trying to be down there with them trees. You get what I'm trying to say? So what ends up happening is you just adapt to the hand that you're dealt. If you're not 6'6", I mean, the life ain't fair, bro. Don't expect it to be. You get what I'm trying to say? You ain't gonna probably get the same, no matter what you do. You probably ain't gonna get the same results is my 6'3" homeboy who's white passing. He looks like a white boy. He's not. He's like Muslim or some shit. But he looks just like a white boy. You get what I'm trying to say? And he looks like the looks max white boys. He went for the masculine look. You know, he got lean muscle, all that stuff. You feel me? But hey, girls throw themselves at him. But if they threw themselves at him and all he did was looks max and he ain't had no process, he wasn't CLG, and he is naturally CLG because he hate women. And I'm not saying that you have to hate women to be CLG, but he hate women more than me. And I think sometimes when you run across these guys, because in my opinion, so we sit down, we eat lunch with him, whatever case is, and he be like, he just hate girls, like more than me. What, like, and I don't even hate women. I actually, like, the reason I study them and stuff, though, like, is because you only can hate who you love any goddamn way. So it's really low key, like more of a like obsession what I got with women in a weird way, right? I know how to turn my care down with them and all that shit like that. But obviously, if I put years of my life figuring them out, obviously there's some type of like there. You feel me? Like I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys, act like I don't like fucking women. Yeah, I like women a lot. That's why I fucking put so much time in trying to figure these motherfuckers out so I can get some of that pussy too. I'm tired of sitting out on the sideline where everybody was getting that coochie and I wasn't getting it. While I was in relationships with a girl that I was dating wasn't fucking me. I'm walking around holding hands, kissing, doing all that shit. The bitch that I was dating wasn't giving me no goddamn pussy. But she was fucking other dudes. You get where I'm coming from? So, and that was at a very volatile age. I was 14. That my emotions was peaking. You know what I mean? Like everything, I was emotional back then. So that shit hurt like a motherfucker. It really did. And people my mom would be like, man, that's puppy love. That shit, that was the realest love I've ever fucking felt. You feel me? That shit hurt like a motherfucker. That shit kept me up at night. I had nobody to talk to. Because your mom blow it off. Man, that's puppy love. That shit don't count. How that shit don't count? Motherfucker, I'm 14. You know 14, and nigga said something to you at 14, you ready to fight. Everything was, your emotions was at their peak damn near. Everything was so fucking emotional. Like everything was so, you know what I mean? You cared about what people thought about what outfit you wore. You cared about your J's being clean. You cared about a lot of shit when you was 14. And that's when I got my heart broke. So it hit me at a very young, volatile age. You know what I mean? So, and then I decided to give it another shot. I say, nah, I'm gonna keep the lover boy. I'm gonna do it with my next girlfriend too. Same shit. You get what I'm trying to say? Same shit. Now the first girl I did fuck once, and the second girl, I ain't fuck at all. And this is my girlfriend. Think about this shit. This is my bitch. I'm in a full-blown relationship with a bitch that ain't giving me no pussy. I was the sucker. I was the gullible sucker. I believed in marriage. I believed in all that shit. If this bitch would have told me that we had to wait till marriage, I would have did it. God damn it. My nose was wide the motherfucker open. So that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. So going into what I was telling you about the looks and all this stuff like that, because a lot of guys, they put a little bit too much power on race. At the end of the day, bro, this is why you gotta be out here in the field. The ones that rock with you gonna rock with you. With the CLG process, at least you can tell quickly. You know what I mean? Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time trying to convince a bitch or trying to motherfucking make the girl like you or whatever, bro. If you a black man and she don't specifically like black men, I have got girls that didn't like black men to come around and give me a chance, and when I drop that pipe on them, then they want to fucking, now all of a sudden they love now they love me all of a sudden. You get what I'm trying to say? Now they want to fucking, be all up under me, and then I'll be the one breaking their heart and leaving them. Yes, that has happened, but that took a lot of time. That was a girl that I worked with type shit. Like, that ain't no cold approach type shit. Like, if you don't like black men, like, you ain't getting that shit off no cold approach. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta understand, like, now if you keep seeing her and she start and you got time to work that motherfucking, that personality, or like how you act, and you act a certain type of way that she can't resist, that's a different story. It don't matter what your color is then. Because you gotta understand, we got Indian guys killing it. I'm talking about weekly. Getting with a busy schedule. Weekly getting coochie from bad white girls. Indian. Now you just seen that photo when they said Indian, none of the girls ran. So the Indian was none of their type. We got an Indian guy that's killing it in the CLG community. You know what I mean? He went from barely getting any coochie on a yearly basis to getting 4 girls the first month he jumped in. You feel me? for new girls, bad bitches, for the first month he jumped in. So if you on the fence about this shit, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. Yes, you can hear what this guy's saying at the beginning, but don't let it defeat you, or don't let it lower your confidence. Because at the end of the day, any girl that's not rocking with you, I promise you, it is her loss. If you a guy that's working on yourself, you CLG, you got your money right, you know what I mean, you taking care of yourself, your foundation strong, you understand women nature, trust me on this, she's missing out for not rocking with you. You have to trust me on this. She's the one missing out. You're not the one missing out. You just have to trust me, dog. Because it's not a lot of guys that's really working on themselves. Look how small my channel is, bro. This is not a mainstream thing to say. And I know it ain't mainstream, bro. My channel could be popping. If I listen to my homeboy with 5 million subscribers, and I just said the stuff that the other channels said and just repeated they bullshit, the stuff that's popular, my channel would have popped by now. But I told my boy, I said, nah, I'm going to do it my way, bro. I'm going to come on this bitch and I'm just going to talk my truth, goddamn. Like, I'm going to tell motherfuckers what it is from what I see in the field. I'm not going off. I'm not no Rollo Tomasi ass nigga who probably ain't never been in the field, probably ain't got no bitches, and then want to sit around and just do stats. You feel me? Because some stats I don't agree with, because you don't even know how they got the stat. You know what I mean? I hope they didn't go around the girls asking, did you cheat on your man? Because that's a skewed ass stat. Bitches lie like a motherfucker. So they be like, well, this percentage of women cheat. I don't know about none of that shit. All I know is what I see in the field. And for the right guy, a non-cheating bitch would cheat. I've seen that shit in the motherfucking field for real. And if you think I'm lying, the CLG guys that I be teaching, they see that shit for real. And if you think they lying, nigga, they got that shit on camera, nigga. So we ain't playing. Nothing that I'm talking about is we playing with. This shit is filmed. This shit is certified, stamped. This ain't no play. This is real life. So don't get caught up into what this dude's saying. It sound good what he's saying, but at the end of the day, no matter how much you look max, there's girls that don't like white boys. No matter how much you look max, there's girls that don't like black boys. How you look max, there's girls that don't like Indians. At the end of the day, what I say is, looks maxing will help you for the initial attraction. That's where it will help you. But if you don't know what to do with that initial attraction, it don't matter. The girl ain't gonna fuck you. Probably every blue moon. If she a super slut hoe bitch, every blue moon she gonna lead you from start to finish, and she gonna hate that she did it. If she gotta lead you from saying hi to you to all the way to the bedroom, she is gonna hate you that you did it, that she did it. I know guys that got coochie where the girl did everything, and she just hate the guy. He didn't do nothing. She gave him the coochie, but she just like, God damn, I don't never want to see this dude again. It's because this dude he a square in her mind. She lost respect for him. Damn, this nigga don't really go after what he want. This motherfucker just sit back and hope and pray the girl know how to do everything. And the girl that threw this guy that I'm talking about some coochie was the biggest hoe in college. She threw everybody pussy. And she was a black girl that liked white boys. So when she seen a white boy on the football team that she liked, she would low-key take him in the room and like rape the guy. And then she'd hate the guy because she's like, God damn, like, he didn't fucking do nothing. Like, you know what I mean? I had to do everything. Yeah, bitch, he not like that, nigga. Just because he got big, just because he white and he a linebacker on the team, he got big muscles, all that stuff like that, he really not like that for real. This nigga used to come to me and be like, bro, CJ, bro, like, all these girls like me, I just don't know what to do with them. I'm like, what you mean, nigga? Like, he's like, bro, I'm not used to hooking up with girls. I'm like, I ain't gonna say his name, but I'm like, nigga, you blonde, you got blue eyes, you ripped as fuck, you a damn good linebacker. Bitches gonna throw pussy at you, nigga. And people will come to me because they knew how many girls I was catching, you know what I mean? So they'll come to me for shit like that. He's like, I just don't know what to do. I'm like, nigga, you ain't gotta really do much. He's like, I know, man, but that's like easier said than done, man. Like I just want to focus on football in school, man. I said, man, if that's what you want to focus on, man, focus on that. But I'm just saying, like, you gonna have a lot of girls coming at you for real. Not saying that you got to do nothing with them. I'm just letting you know. You know what I mean? So you'll be surprised, like, niggas can have all that shit and still not be good with women, bro. They can have everything and still just not be good with women. So I came to the internet to make sure that I can make guys elite, right? But what I don't want is, I don't want guys second guessing themselves. I don't want guys believing that, they're not good enough. I don't want guys, because a lot of the times, whether you believe it or not, girls are very attracted by guys who are sure of themselves and know that they're the shit. Guys might call other guys cocky or fucking fuck boys or whatever the case is, or whatever these names they make up for these type of guys that's very sure of themselves. But at the end of the day, no matter what a girl says, that is the type of guy she likes. A guy that is confident, not cocky. A little bit of cocky does help. A little bit of cocky and arrogance actually helps in your favor when it comes to women, opposed to lack of confidence or anything. So confident, a little bit of cockiness, a little bit of assertiveness, whatever case is, a little bit of arrogance, that shit does help. Now, overly cocky, overly arrogance, what that portrays is that you're hiding something, like that you're actually, like, too much of something means that you're actually insecure, like there's something wrong with you, like you're trying too hard to show that you're confident, like you're trying too hard to prove that you alpha. That does the opposite, right? That turns girls off. Girls lose respect for that. Girls respect guys that have their care turned down, that are naturally sure of themselves, that go for what they want, and that aren't afraid to leave that bitch if she's not on his program. So if you can master this shit, which this is what we help people master with in the CLG community, if you can master this shit, you won't have a problem attracting the opposite sex if you can master it. But it's easier said than done. Let's just put it like this. This is what I would say. It's easy, but it's not simple. Let me repeat that. Once you get into the CLG community, 7-day free trial, nothing to lose. What you're going to find out is, once you get access to the courses, that it's easy, but it's not simple. And the reason why it's not simple is because it takes a lot of emotional strength that men don't have initially, which is actually called emotional intelligence. It takes a lot of emotional strength for men to be able to accept rejection. And whether you believe it or not, the white guys that even looks max, they still get rejected. If they talk to 10 to 20 to 30 to 100 girls, more will reject them than will say yes. So even the top guys is probably closing at 30%. That means out of 10 girls, 7 are saying no. So a lot of guys, their egos are too fragile to even handle one objection. So when I say that it's easy and not simple, the part that's not simple is the person that you have to become in order to be good with women. And that skill set is very transferable, because that same emotional control and intelligence that you have to have to be good with women, because women will try to dig deep with their words. They'll try to psychologically break you every chance they get. And then when they find out that they can't psychologically break you and that their games don't work on you, that's where the respect comes from. This happens to me a lot. I hang with guys that are more attractive than me. But when the girl gets to know everybody, she gravitates towards me because, damn, nothing bothers him. Damn, like all my manipulation techniques, this nigga going for, this nigga going for, this nigga going for. These guys are even more attractive than CJ, but CJ ain't fazed by none of that shit. Let me get to know CJ a little bit more. And this is when girls start saying stuff like big dick energy, aura, something about this guy, he's different. How you act is actually more important. I see this firsthand. Especially if a girl kicking it with me a while. If she kicking it with me a while, she cooked. If she getting to know me, she cooked. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She cooked. You feel me? I'ma fuck her mind way before I fuck that pussy. So I'm giving you that real raw. And if you guys really want to become elite, you know, invest in yourself. 7-day free trial, jump in the CLG community. Invest in yourself, man. You know what I mean? This is your present for the holidays. You got the holidays coming up. Treat yourself. You know what I mean? Tell people for Christmas you want money. Treat yourself. Invest in yourself. You know what I'm talking about? And for all you guys that really want to see this live and in person, come down to Miami, bro. Link is in the pinned comments. Come down to Miami. You get where I'm coming from? So, with that being said, man, I'm out. Peace.